Today we start with a bit of a sad story. My friend and main audio guru, Roger, is no longer part of this planet or wherever people go when they die. And Roger was a massively nice guy and very giving and very caring and very thoughtful. And he helped me and so many others to get into the business of serious audio, because you see the mess that I usually have here, but I actually have a really serious audiophile rig as well. And that is for a large part thanks to him. Now, the first thing he recommended to me was a pair of these speakers, not these, mine were black, but these speakers just to, get things going. And I helped figure out the stuff in his house, and I told the guys, hey, the ultra high-end stuff that he has, that's nothing I can help with, but I can definitely make sure that his less high-end stuff gets a good new home, and the money, of course, goes to the family. And when I saw these speakers, and another pair, black ones, I'm not sure if those are mine actually, I'm not even sure where they went after me. They may have gone to Roger anyway. When I saw these, I was like, I'm going to test them in my living room because I want to hear what they sounded like again. And much like back then, they're not really my kind of speakers. But my response to those speakers was exactly what set off Roger in the correct direction to recommend me audio. And these to me sound a bit too bright, a bit too dry, a bit too clinical and technical, but they are objectively great little speakers. These are the B&W CDM1. Now again, there's two pairs, the brown ones and the black ones, and I tested them both. The black ones are perfect. The brown ones, I seem to hear a slight difference between the tweeters. And the reason I already tested them is because I wanted to test them in my audiophile rig because they are worth that. Let's see again if I heard that difference correctly, and let's see if we can maybe swap the tweeters from the black ones to the brown ones, because I actually think these look a lot more awesome because of their brownness. Let's give it a listen. Yep. You hear how much this one has much more mids than this one? The tweeter works, but there's mid-highs lacking that are there. That's how it's supposed to sound. You can hear the top end of the hi-hat, but all of the attack is gone, which is there. So indeed, this tweeter is not happy. I'm gonna see how hard it is to remove it. I have done it before with my own CDM1s, because I bought mine with a tweeter that needed repairing. These tweeters have ferro fluid in them, and that needs to be replaced. I have no idea how to do that, but removing the tweeter, if I'm not mistaken, is not actually that hard. So I should be able to just swap them over and make one nice brown rig. Also, only one rig has dust covers, so they will go on this rig then. They already are on this rig. That's the tweeter. Yeah, it just has plugs, see? I remember that correctly. So, okay, there's a little red marking for what plus is. I'm going to take them off the black ones and swap them out and then see if they sound the same again. Ha! And then I found that these are soldered because they upgraded the internal cabling for translator cables. And that makes me very certain that these are actually my old ones, which is kind of cool, because that's at least 16 years ago that I had those. And apparently Roger still had them standing around. Awesome. So, interestingly, I swapped the tweeter and the problem persisted. As it turns out, it's not the tweeter, it's the filter. Now, I'm not going to do a filter revision on these, so that's it for now. But the black ones are now in fully functioning shape, and the red ones, or brown ones, probably need a bit of a filter overhaul. It's easier than a tweeter usually, but not something I'm going to do. Now we know. Another thing I tried that was unfortunately not in working condition is this Behringer Ultra Curve Pro. I already soldered a cable for it, I hooked it up to my rig here in the studio. I accidentally moved the position of my very carefully set up Ashley graphic EQ, and then I found it's broken. When you turn it on, the LEDs blip for a bit, the LEDs for the VUs, and that's all it does. I left it plugged in for a bit, maybe some capacitors needed waking up, but no, it's dead, Jim. That's a pity. Roger's mother also died recently, actually 6 days before Roger, which is quite a coincidence. And this was her kitchen rig. Of course, it's relatively upmarket for a kitchen rig because it is in the end Roger's mum. So I'm pretty sure Roger had a say in this. Now, I already tried some of it out because I had to get tapes and discs out of it. And then we found that the tape won't open. It does, however, play. Okay, the tape is playing. This is actually a 3-head machine. It's kind of cool. Definitely worth fixing. Let's see if we get some sound coming from this. I don't know how this amplifier works. I think I set it to tape. It's very quiet. It came with these speakers, by the way. They were actually also in the kitchen on the cabinets, and they are extremely greasy now because all of the years of cooking fell down on them. But I must say, from what I just heard, they actually sound pretty good. I wonder if this amplifier has a muting or so, because it's remarkably quiet, but I don't see anything like that. So also notice that the views aren't completely going down. They say -30 and not -40. Not a big deal. Let's try the radio. Tuner. That's AM. That's FM, but we have no antenna. Let's hook up an antenna then, shall we? Not a very well receiving tuner. I'm surprised by the speakers, they're really not too bad actually. Let's try the CD player. Let's see what we get. Play. And we go to CD. It's reading and it's giving me the disc information here, which is kind of cool. These little speakers are great! I'm pleasantly surprised. So all it needs is the cassette deck to be fixed. Now I hope Roger and his mom don't mind me erasing this tape. Yes, there is no record protection on it. Does it have tape monitoring, I wonder? No, because then the CD stops. Okay, so we need to be on CD. Why am I not hearing anything now? So it records fine. I'm just confused. How do I think what's going on here, the CD player, sorry, the cassette deck is actually connected to aux, not to tape. And the reason for that is that I think the tape connection happened with a flat cable, but this is a more upmarket cassette deck, so it doesn't have that. That explains a thing or two. That was confusing, but this is all fully functional except for obviously the eject. I'm going to quickly open it up and see if I can fix it, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's just dirt. There we are. Oh, it actually sounded pretty good for a beat up TDK D60. Yeah, you just need waking up, don't you? Okay, can you also do it with a tape? Is this belt driven? Because it needs a little bit of help, but only a little bit. I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. I guess this is belt driven, and that's just a belt that is at the end of its life. Pretty sure. Other than that, it looks barely used, to be honest. It looks really clean on the inside. It's a nice little deck, actually. Cool size. And if it doesn't have to lift the tape, it fully works. That should be easy to fix. Let's go give this a clean and get all the cooking stuff off of it, because my hands now feel really greasy. And then I'm pretty sure this is going to make someone very happy. Like the cassette deck, maybe not so much. Not everyone's into that. But the amplifier, the CD player, maybe a Denon record player, spoiler, and a pair of nice speakers. By the way, if you don't like record players, I suggest you skip a lot of this video, because there's going to be a lot of them. Why didn't you mix them up yet? Well, because they are at the bottom. Because you can stack this on top of a record player, not so much the other way around. Let me go clean this. I cleaned that rig sort of. It's not completely done yet, and then I had lunch. If I hadn't known that had been in a kitchen, I would have been thoroughly grossed out, but it's just, you know, kitchen grime. Really hard to get off though. Now, Roger also had a company in which he repaired audio. That means there's loads of new stuff, parts, which is very useful because this is a cable, especially for a record player with a ground, and this is a slightly bent DIN plug. Can I get this to work? I think it should be able to. Yeah, there we are. Let's see. This is a dual. It's a dusty dual, as you can see, but if you remove the dust, it's in really nice shape. It's a dual 1214, and I remember this working last time I saw it, but then that's years ago. So let's see. So far we get nothing, but I think there may be a muting circuitry somewhere. Let's get a record. Oh, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right at all. 30. Oh, we get nothing. It helps if you plug it in, obviously. There we are. Okay. Yeah, that's Newton circuitry doing a thing. There's our channels. Okay. Let's help it a little. I think has some issues. Oh boy. Let's see if we can make it stop again. Okay, we got that. Okay, we've got 2 solid channels. Wait a second. Aha! This one has a built-in preamp. That was a thing back in the day. I forgot about that. That's kind of cool. Line level input. Here we go. Yep. Okay, so now all we need to figure out is why it doesn't run. Which is never easy because these don't have platters that you can just remove. They have this ring, and this ring has the tendency to go ptoing and to be never seen again. Are you ready? Oh, I got it. Good. Why are you not running? Motor's running, okay. The reason it's not running is that the speed control is completely stuck. Okay. Does the also the pitch control doesn't seem to be working at all. But this needs to be moving up and down in order to go to a thicker and thinner part of the pulley, but it's not doing any of that. So at this moment it's not going to run. Maybe I can, or it's not going to change speed, but maybe I can get it to run. Let's see. I'm not completely sure though. No, it won't do that right now. That's a bit of a job. It needs to come apart quite far. Now we need to get this ring back, which, as I'm sure you figured, is not going to be easy. Well, almost. Come on. Oh yeah, I won. Okay. So this one doesn't run at this point. Even serious audiophiles managed to get the mats upside down. This is a Denon DP23F, which is identical to the DP21F, just in black. These are pretty nice players, and this has the DL80 moving coil cartridge, which I think is a high MC, so it should work fine as is. At least. Okay, that works. Lift works. Stop works. So why doesn't start work? Is it a motorized arm? Completely. This feels a bit weird, this button. It does put the arm up, but it doesn't start. Interesting. So what if I set it to 17" instead? Goes up, does nothing. Until you help it. So the logic is alright. What if I start it now? Okay, it seems confused. So everything works, and the start button apparently also works. See, it responds, but it doesn't know where to go. So it's fully functional except for the start, which is a very strange defect. Sounds good too. If I press start, it does try to go to the beginning of the record, but then it just loses its stuff and doesn't know what to do. These are not unreliable record players. This is the first time I've ever seen that is not working properly. So that's a pity. A little rig is back, now slightly cleaner, because guess who forgot to take his CD out of the player? It's me! It's another reason I don't like CDs. You can't see when they're in the device that's playing them, and I just keep forgetting them. It's a me issue, I know, still don't like it. Now, while getting that CD, I smelled a faint smoky smell. Now, I'm not sure if it's the kitchen smells from the Denon, or this Pioneer PDS603 stable platter mechanism CD player, and yes, with those the disc goes in upside down. They were all the rage. I was never a big fan, to be honest, but maybe this one's gonna surprise me. If it works. Which it does. Although I'm not hearing anything. Oh wait. That's what I remember from these. A bit dull. A bit muted and dull sounding. They always sound like this. No. It's not great, but it works, so that's good. And it reads the copy disc, which I remember these are not great at. Let's see what it does with this completely messed up one. Our old royalty-free one that's literally falling apart. If you can read this, it's in great shape. It's weird how this one doesn't give you the... Oh, now it does. Okay, apparently I had to wake up. It didn't give me the amount of tracks at first. Okay, you're in good shape. You have my respect, PDS603. This one's okay. Speaking of things that were once in my rig, the Audiolab 8000S, and I think this is still the original one built in the UK. I think I had an SE from China that didn't have this switch with which you could switch between pre-amplifier, power amplifier. I still think it's a bit ridiculous that this is on the front, but let's see if it works. Did I plug it in? I don't think I did. Needs a cable. It's in protect mode now. Will it go out of protect mode? I hope so. Maybe it already is. No, it's still in protect mode. There we go. We are out of phase. I was like, something sounds off, and indeed, I swapped the polarity of the speakers. That's not right. There we are. And take two. That's a lot better. Oh wow, it's actually really good. Wow, it's a bit bright for my taste, but it has a massively smooth delivery otherwise, and there's so many transients and oof, I'm honestly impressed with my own little speakers here, but that is a very good sounding amplifier, this Audiolab. I don't think they're even that expensive, like $300-400. Recommend, definitely recommend. I just found that these fetch about 200 bucks. So, you sell one of these, a Shipmani, a pair of Wavdale Diamond 3s and a Pioneer Peel 112D with an ATV M95E cartridge by Audio-Technica, and you've got a very close to high-end rig for virtually no money. These should not be this cheap. I thought they'd be way more expensive, and I'm so tempted to keep it, but I have no reason to. Has no phono preamp, but geez, it's good. And now we're well past the 15-minute mark, so that's the end of this part of this video. And I'm just going to continue. And actually, I'll be picking up more of this audio tomorrow. So there's going to be loads of videos on this. Also, I just noticed the torn shirt. I was in relax mode today, as you may have noticed. I haven't even left the house. I don't think I've even unlocked the door. So I'm in my sweatpants and with just an old shirt on because who the fuck gives a shit? But I didn't mean to have a torn shirt in the video. Only noticed just now, so oh well. Better luck next shirt, and I will see you in 2 weeks.